Hi everyone. Thanks so much for having us today. My name is Steve Gowan. I'm the co-founder of UppstArt. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it in person today. I'm away at the moment, but it is kind of fitting because a lot of blockchain companies, ours included, are becoming a lot more remote access and decentralized in the way that they deal with employees. They're seeking outside of the constraints of their own cities and looking for blockchain talent elsewhere. So a lot of blockchain companies have employees that are situated all over the world, which is kind of keeping in the tenets of blockchain, which is decentralization and putting the power in the back in the hands of the people and making it easier for people all over the world to connect with each other without having to rely on a third-party middleman. And that's what we're really focusing on at UppstArt, creating a decentralized application that actually solves a use case in the real world that blockchain can apply to. And so UppstArt is an online marketplace for original artwork where you can buy original artwork online from independent artists all over the world, and you can resell it whenever you want with all of the transactions and provenance history of your artwork securely and publicly and immutably recorded using blockchain technology. So as you can see here, we have a nice website with a bunch of original artwork on it. We have over 500 pieces of artwork from 50 plus artists all over the world. And you can browse through this artwork. We have curated collections. You can look through them and you can look at the actual artwork itself and zoom up. We actually have an app where you can see it on your own wall in your house. And if you decide to purchase it, this one is Melting Mountain Goat by Erin Breck-Conn. She's an artist out of Airdrie, just north of Calgary here. And you can buy this. If you do decide to buy it, you can buy it with your credit card, you can buy it with PayPal, or you can buy it with Ether. It's not just restricted to cryptocurrency payments. So let's pretend that I just bought this piece of artwork and I checked out and everything. There's going to be a 7-day return period. And after that 7-day return period, if I don't decide to return this artwork, then the transaction closes and UppstArt generates what's called a digital certificate of authenticity. So the digital certificate of authenticity, this is an example of one here from a purchase that happened a few months ago. And this records all the provenance information. It has what the dimensions are, the name, the title, the artist, and when it was sold and how much it was sold for. And this is really important. We need to know how much it was sold for because if someone is coming to purchase this piece in the future, they want to know they're not getting ripped off. And they want to know that the artist has a history of sales at a certain price point. So if this artist is trying to sell a painting similar to this for $10,000, but they've only sold them for maybe $416. That's kind of raising red flags. And that's a big important aspect of our value proposition. We're very transparent and open so that you can make better decisions when you're buying art online. So we also record this information on the Ethereum virtual machine. So this blockchain address will take you to what's called a blockchain explorer called Etherscan. And it has all the information recording the provenance information. So if you view the input as UTF-8, you can see the name, title, the initial purchaser, when it was purchased, and how much it was purchased for. So now that transaction is done, and you can contact UppstArt at any time, and you can resell that artwork. And when you do, it will go on our resale marketplace. So we will initialize a smart contract, and we will upload and initialize that smart contract to represent your piece of artwork on our resale marketplace. So we're going to use this as an example. This is a piece of test art, and we're going to go to the product page here. Now, once this has been initialized, you have the UppSmart contract address, you have the owner's Ethereum wallet address, and you have all the artwork details, including the initial transaction information and the purchase price. So that's all recorded on the Ethereum network, and it's also recorded on our website here. If you are the seller, we will initialize this smart contract for you, and then you can come along and you can set it for sale. So you go to the seller control panel. So right now I'm going to set the price. MetaMask pops up. I'm going to confirm the transaction. It costs something like 2 cents in Ether to do that. So this will be pending, and it will take a while for the blocks to confirm. And then you can toggle it for sale. So if I'm the seller, I'm going to toggle it for sale now. MetaMask pops open again, and we send another transaction to the smart contract that represents this artwork to confirm as the seller that we're setting it for sale. And now the buyer is going to come along. He's going to view the artwork, and he's going to decide that he wants to purchase it. So he is going to click the buy button, and MetaMask is going to pop up again. So this is 1 Ether, and it costs a little bit in transaction fees to complete the transaction. So 1 Ether is $260 right now, Canadian, and the transaction fee is 3 cents. So I'm going to confirm and I'm going to purchase this artwork. So this purchase was a success, and the 1 Ether was transferred from the buyer's wallet to the actual smart contract. So nobody holds the actual Ether now. It's held in escrow in the smart contract until the business logic of the smart contract transaction is completed. So now what happens is the buyer fills out his shipping details, and the buyer is going to click submit. And now the seller and UppstArt are going to be notified that the actual artwork has sold. So now the seller has 72 hours under our terms and conditions to ship their art. As far as the smart contract is concerned, it doesn't calculate the 72 hours. It just starts a timer running of 30 days. So there's a 30-day period in which the buyer has to receive the artwork. Otherwise, they can get a refund from the smart contract. This is a drop dead period, so it prevents situations where the seller might never ship the artwork because they take off or they just never fulfill the order. The buyer needs some way to get their money back, so the smart contract automatically gives them a refund after 30 days if the artwork hasn't been delivered. So in a normal circumstance, the seller will come back to this product page after being notified that it's been purchased. It can confirm that the Ether is now held in escrow in the smart contract, and the seller is going to ship it. They're going to get their tracking number from UPS or FedEx or whatever service that they're using, and they're going to input their tracking number and confirm the shipping departure. MetaMask pops up again, and the seller completes the transaction, which tells the smart contract that the artwork has been shipped, and it gives the smart contract the shipping tracking number. So when delivery is actually made, we come to the product page as UppstArt and we confirm delivery. So we're notified automatically that the shipment has been made, and we'll switch over to UppstArt here. And we go to our back end. We use a different service to confirm all this, and we're going to confirm shipping arrival. So this is a function that only we as UppstArt can confirm. So now that has been confirmed. And now under the terms of our smart contract, the buyer has received their artwork. The smart contract knows they've received it, and the buyer has 48 hours in which to raise a dispute. So for example, if an empty box arrives, if another painting arrives that isn't the painting they purchased, if the painting is damaged, if anything is wrong, if anything is off, then the buyer has the protection of being able to raise a dispute. So if they want to raise a dispute, they can come back to the product page and they can click raise a dispute right here. That then kicks off a process under the smart contract where all of the parties are notified. It takes 2 votes in favor of either the buyer or the seller to resolve the dispute. So if we as UppstArt, we're the arbitrators. If we decide that the buyer is lying for some reason, then we will vote in favor of the seller, and the seller will vote in favor of themselves, and the Ether will go to the seller. If we as UppstArt determine that the seller is trying to defraud the buyer, then we will vote in favor of the buyer, and the buyer will get their money back. So in a normal transaction, the seller would come back after the dispute period has expired, and if the buyer has not raised a dispute, then they just finish and release the Ether. So 80% of the Ether from the smart contract goes to the seller's wallet address, and 16% goes to UppstArt, and then 4% goes to the original artist as a resale royalty, which is really cool because we don't have resale rights legislation to protect artists when their art resells in Canada or the US. So we've baked in that special artist protection into our smart contracts, and we just give them 4% of our 20% commission as a resale royalty. So the seller isn't actually paying that resale royalty, we're paying it out of our own commission. So once the transaction actually closes, then we can go back to this product page and it will update to show the new owner, and the UppSmart contract, you can go to it on Etherscan and you can look at all of the transactions and confirm the provenance history and that everything was actually paid and delivered on time and that everything is good before you decide to make a purchase. So that is all immutably recorded. And the owner can actually resell this again. So they can reset the price. Maybe they want to sell it for 1.5 Ether this time. They can reset it for sale while it's still hanging on their wall. So thank you very much for having us. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about Upstart, go to www.uppstart.io. That's Upstart with 2 P's.io. Consider signing up to our mailing list. We have a lot of good info on there about how to see art in context on your wall. There's great artist stories, and we have new updates about art and special discounts and promotional offers. So go check it out. I think this is a really cool use case for blockchain that is actually bringing blockchain into something that people can tangibly see and see the results of. So I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. Thank you very much.